Welcome back. This is Teaching Turtle with another Etheria restart video. Today I have some pretty exciting news. I finally beat all of the threshold Hell 4s. Right? I didn't even bother attempting the Hell Auroras until just now, and I was able to clear handedly very quickly because of the new Ling Low. So I didn't actually build Ling Low until day 8. Today is day 9, right? I was using the HP piece here with Spiff Rush there. Yeah. And what happened is that with this Supernova, which I got very lucky in getting this red vibrancy, I was able to clear all the way to Hell 4 super easily, right? Didn't even bother attempting before getting the Supernova, right? This Supernova isn't like amazing in terms of the Matrix either. It's just a 1 Spiff Rush, 3 Cure, right? But it's enough to get the 12 Spiff Rush, 8 Cure set bonus. And that made clearing Aurora pretty easy. I'll have that at the end of the video, my first time clear of Hell 4 Aurora, and it shows my stats of all the characters and everything. In order to beat that, I also made a Viper. I literally just leveled him up. You can see his HP, his EXP is only level 1 still on 5-star, so I just leveled him up to 5-star real quick. I put in whatever I had for the prowess, so I was able to get, plus 650 HP. But that didn't really matter. It was just there to get the slow down and also attack down, just to survive a bit better. Yeah. My other teams, right? So I farmed a decent amount of Doki Doki Hell 3 on auto, and that made it a lot easier, so I was able to clear the Termaton Hell 4 pretty reliably on auto now as well. Right? Doki Doki Hell 4, unfortunately, is still going to be manual, but it's basically 100% clear on manual. And then same thing with the Aurora, 100% clear on manual. Hell 3 I think would be auto, but I haven't tried it because just manual it so far. Just going all the way straight to Hell 4. Right. Termaton, I've been farming a bit, but I still need a few more pieces because I want the Kenai 6, preferably even Kenai 12 eventually, but I just haven't had any good Kenai drops. You can see my module drops here, so I've gotten a decent amount of reds, not a ton, but a decent amount. And mostly just been trying to get up the pieces for my Time Weave sets, right? And so now with my I have the set. I think my Kaz is using it most of the time, right? So here I have this set, and that just lets me do the Swift Rush 12, Time Weave 12, which is super nice and simple. Makes clearing a lot of the content so much easier. Right? If I had Artisan with that, I would put like pretty much all my other characters on Swift Rush 12, Time Weave 12, Artisan. Right? Unfortunately, I'd never had one drop for that. Right? I have also cleared the Sharon and Shadow Flame Hoyan Hell modes. Right? I'm currently farming Hoyan, just trying to get some Jackal, some Revelation, some Amber. Right? Law of Silence is really for later. I don't think the 2 Matrix Law of Silence is even really worth using. But the 3 Matrix Law of Silence is actually quite useful later on in PvP, especially in Etheria and in GBG, because if you see, their defense team only has a single target unit, right? Their DPS is maybe like Diting or Ramoka, then what happens is you can just guarantee that your DPS lives for that first hit, right? Yeah. Overall, just trying to get some nice Jackals, and hopefully I'll get eventually the Swift Rush Bulwark Swift Smite. I'm actually farming that on my main right now. I haven't got a single Swift Rush Swift Smite Bulwark of any shell whatsoever on my mains. Alright. Another highlight of the day is in the Union battle, I got a 5-0. Right, so you can see here, 5 wins. Amazing, right? How did I get some wins? How did I get those wins? Well, I just killed the bots for the most part. But I also hit the Shadow Grid here, and this is kind of showing that what I just said in practice, right? If you have the Law of Silence here against the Ramoka, then you can pretty much not get hit, and that can survive for just the 1 hit that you need, especially if their enemy team is squishy. Instead of using the Law of Silence, though, instead here I used Valerian, right? So my guys are pretty under-leveled compared to this guy's level 100 count, right? So he almost one-shots, right? But because of the Valerian, my Lilium lives here, right? And I'm able to get the 1-shot I need on Ramoka, and after that they have no more DPS, and so I could just slowly clear it out with my, very minimum investment Valerian and like underspeeded, right? just barely able to eke out a win here, right? But purely because of the Valerian blocking that one shot, right? So a lot of silence can do a similar kind of thing where your guy doesn't die for that one critical turn, right? D-Ting doesn't focus your DPS kills D-Ting, right? That's how you can win an easy fight in GBG. And so I highly recommend building a lot of silence later on for the GBG and potentially also Etheria battles. All right. Yeah, otherwise, just been auto-farming this. I don't think I really need to farm Aurora just yet. The only reason I would be farming Aurora is if I build up Bruiser Team, right, and go full Bloodbath. Or if I need some Fury pieces, which I don't really have a Fury or Momentum shell yet, right? The Strive and Bulwark are nice as well, but those are kind of less important in this early game time. Right? I actually really don't like Momentum. I think Momentum 6 is quite nice for the crit rate, but I really don't like Momentum 12 just because it's really annoying building up your team to always have the debuffs. Of course, that has changed a bit with the introduction of Plume, where it's a lot easier to have the debuffs with Plume active, and Plume is so fast, she's always going to go really early, right? So it's not as bad. Like, before, I didn't really want to have to bring Kloss in every fight just to proc Momentum, so I actually, like, hardly ever use Momentum shells in general, right? But the Fury is really good, right? I just need to get a shell, and also the 8 sets aren't as useful until you get to the 3 Matrix shells, right? Because there's no really need for an 8, you can just go 12-12 sets until then. So yeah, I probably won't farm Aurora until 2x, where I'm just going to get a bunch of stuff for Bloodbath in preparation for PvP in the tournament, right? But for now, mostly farming. I want to farm Terramaton a bit more, because I really don't have much Onslaught 3 Kenai 3s, right? As well as Doki Doki, more Swifters 3 is always useful, and I still don't even have a full set of Time Weave 3s. Right? So those are my next steps here. And meanwhile, I'm just farming up the Shadowflame Hoyon and the Sharon, right? I have the Supernova, I have the Halloween. I don't quite have a good enough Dark Moon or Golden Lion, but those are kind of on the back burner for now, right? Similarly, I think I have an okay Jackal Guard, not a great one. And then I have good Revelations, but I haven't actually built a Revelation character just yet. Although I think I'm going to build my Shadow pretty soon. That'll also help clear out the Doki Doki a lot easier instead of the single target DPS. Yeah. So tomorrow or the day after, it'll probably be hitting level 50, right? Level 50 is a huge turning point, and that's when you're able to fight the Inferno bosses, right? So immediately, as soon as I hit level 50, I'm going to go ahead and smack these bosses down, trying to get a better White Fang, right? If you didn't know, the 3 Matrix shells that are available only from the Inferno difficulty, they have 40 speed instead of 35 speed at max, right? So you get a +5 speed bonus, which is pretty useful in PvP, and also, you know, somewhat decent for PvE, although the Matrix is going to be more useful on the PvE side, right? Getting this Fury Edge is quite impactful. All right, so yeah, that's my first steps into Inferno. In a few levels, I should be able to clear Inferno Ikonana easily, right? But we'll see, time will tell. And then after getting those shells, only after will I bother trying to do the Inferno Doki and the Inferno Terramaton, right? I'll probably do Inferno Doki first, just because I have the Kaz with the Halloween setup built. And so even if the characters aren't that great, it's possible to just luck into a win from Halloween proccing, Time Weave proccing, and then you can get 2 Kaz stuns in a row, or Kaz sleeps in a row. All right, so that's my progress on this day. And yeah, it's a pretty good progress for day 9. And as a side note, it is my birthday, right? So it's been a fun progressing through this game, and I hope to see this game flourish in the upcoming year. Right? With that, I bid you adieu, and I'll see you in the next video. Feel free to watch the clear of Aurora L4 now. Bye-bye.
この華麗なるショーの前にひれ伏すがよい。
私の海流が全てを慰めるの。私が先陣を切る。見てな。あれ
少し離れたろ。このまま終わらせる。
気をつけること。
行け我がしもべたちよ。
歌いましょう。やっぱり私ならできるはず。
あ
片付けるわ。潮がそこ。そこ。
糸が命を
単が禁物ね。来なさい海の声は。気をつけるわ。
少し離れ。
チャンス。そこ。
無体のすべて
ジェラさ
我の思うがままに。
この歌片付けるわよ。一瞬で終わらせてあげる。私が先陣を切る。これが雷帝の力だ。
あ
潮がそこ。気をつける。チャンス。
少し離れたろ。ナイスタイミングだ。
片付けるわ。
行け我がしもべたちよ。
そこ。私が先陣を切る。成敗。もう私の番。気をつける。チャンス。見てな。あれ
結末は
思いっきり戦うのって